So tonight's call is going to be really focused on like setting up our month for success, because this is something that I've been very intentional about since I became a coach. And it's just sort of ingrained in me. But I know that too often a lot of coaches are like, I don't really know what I'm doing this month. And then all of a sudden you get to the end of the month and you're like, well, I didn't even move my business forward. And it's probably lack of being intentional and having a plan. So that's what I really want to focus on for this call. And if you guys find it effective, we can focus on this at the beginning of each month, and sort of like strategize together, set goals, but lay out like how it is you want your month to flow. Because if your focus is simply just to hit Success Club and to, sell some challenge packs, that's great. But like, you have to kind of have a bit of a systematic plan for that to actually happen. Otherwise, you're going to get to the 30th of the month and you're going to go, well, crap, that didn't work. And then you'll set the same goal for the next month, and odds are it won't happen again because there's no intention behind those goals. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. I know a lot of you guys have the Law of Attraction Planner. So we're going to sort of be following that a little bit. But if you don't have the Law of Attraction Planner, don't worry. Any planner will do, any calendar. Oh, God. Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys. I am here on my own, and I thought I had the kids in bed, but clearly I don't. So anyways, I have no idea what I was even saying, but basically we are just going to sort of follow the Law of Attraction planner. Like, this is kind of what my month looks like. I've already went ahead and set it up. But if you don't have a Law of Attraction planner, hopefully you have a planner of some sort. Like, does everybody have a planner? Gosh, I hope so. Or like a calendar. Even quickly go to like Google right now and print off a January calendar if like you really don't have anything. You just need to have something laid out in front of you, that you will like plan for tonight, but also you'll keep for the whole month. And then also have like a notepad or a journal or something, because we're going to be writing some things down as well. If you have the Law of Attraction planner, everything is there right in front of you, so you don't need anything extra. So just first of all, some updates in case you haven't heard, and this just goes for Canadian coaches only. So there's been some changes to some of our pricing starting on January 6th. So January 6th, our Beachbody On Demand membership for Canadians will be increasing. So right now it is $99 a year for Canadians, and it's going up to $119. So not a huge jump, but it is a bit of a jump. I never understood why Beachbody On Demand was the same price for US and Canadian. Like, I didn't understand that when every other price for our products is different for Canadians and US. Obviously, our currency is different, but for whatever reason, Beachbody On Demand prices were the exact same for Canadians and the US. So they have had to make some changes to that. Andy, turn it down, please. So Beachbody On Demand is starting on January 6th, going to be increasing to $119. However, our shipping rates in Canada will be dropping. They used to be $9. No, sorry, they used to be $7, and now they're dropping to $4, which is really great on HD products. So we were paying a $7 shipping charge on Energize or Shakeology, Beach Bars, and now that's dropping down to $4, which is great. So in my opinion, the increase in price for Beachbody On Demand isn't that huge of a deal. Whenever I am selling somebody just Beachbody On Demand, I just can't believe how cheap it is, $99 for an entire year. So to increase that to $119, it only makes the challenge pack easier to sell, in my opinion, because there's not much of a difference between just the workouts or the workouts plus product, plus access to bar, that sort of thing. So the 6-month membership also went up to $69, and the 3-month membership went up to $49. Not yet, but starting on January 6th. For all of us who already have Beachbody On Demand, we are grandfathered in at the $99 price point. So providing you don't ever cancel your Beachbody On Demand, it will always be renewed at $99. However, if you upgrade to a challenge pack at some point and cancel your $99 Beachbody On Demand and upgrade to a challenge pack, you then will have that $119 yearly price. So I hope that makes sense. Just little changes. Personally, I don't think they're a huge deal, but it's helpful to know for sure. Okay, that's all I wanted to talk about for that. So let's just really dive in. So we're looking at our month, and let's use the comments or the chat thread in here. And I really want to hear from you guys, because I just want to know what you guys have done in the past, and that's going to be able to help me with setting some intention moving forward. Do you guys follow some sort of flow in your month, or is it just I'm just trying to sell, a couple challenge packs and hit my Success Club goal? Or do you have intention behind it? Are you, good about running a free group each month? Or is there a certain time of the month where you talk about coaching, and then a certain time of the month where you're adding to your accountability group? Do you have an accountability group that's going to be starting? Do you have an ongoing accountability group? What's going on in your business? Because obviously I am not everyone's direct upline. So yes, I know a lot of you what your plan is and how you run things. But for those of you who I don't know, it would be really helpful for me to just sort of hear, do you open up a new group every month? Do you even have a group? That's something that we should talk about too. Or are you adding to your uplines group? Or let's just get some conversation going. You can unmute yourself. You can put it in the chat, whatever works. But let's start with that kind of stuff, because I just think it will be helpful. Literally 3 out of 4 of my children are all back out of bed now. So if I seem flustered, that's why. I'm where is my husband? Okay, so nobody's putting anything in the chat, or else there's a huge delay. I don't really know. Okay, so Janelle has a certain enrollment period, talks about her accountability group. Olivia has an ongoing accountability group. Awesome. And Olivia, I know that you've signed up some coaches. Are they adding to your group, or do you have them start up their own group? What does that look like for your team? Yeah, so Janelle, you follow sort of what I do is enrollment. Let's just get some challengers. Let's hit Success Club, and then let's talk about coaching near the end of the month. That's sort of what I follow too. Okay, so yeah, Olivia, that's good. So it is helpful, if you are a coach who has coaches on your team who are working the business, it's really important. Even if you're new and you're yeah, I do have a coach, and they're starting to sign up some customers, you need to make sure that they are adding them somewhere, whether it's to your group or they're creating a group. That's sort of part of some leadership, is you really need to make sure that the people you're bringing on, but also your people's people that are being brought on, have a place of support. Okay, so that's good. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. If any of you are sitting there going, oh my gosh, I don't have a group. I don't even know what I would do if I had a challenger sign up. I don't know where I would put them. Definitely, you can private message me or put it in the chat thread, and we can talk about it. But let's start talking about some goals then for January. Let's we can use the chat thread, but if you've got your law of attraction planner, I want you to start looking at that, and you'll see a part at the top where it says this month's goals. So what are your goals for this month? And then it has an area where you can put 3 desired goals. So I really try to be, oh yeah, April is muted, or not muted. Let me see if I can do that. Okay. So try to think of like 3 really like concrete goals that you want to hit for this month, that you want to focus on, that you want to work on, you know, attainable goals. If you are, you know, in this to build a business, Success Club should definitely be one of your goals. And I wouldn't set your bar at Success Club 6, because what ends up happening is we fall short of our goals. Like I fall short of my goals almost every single month. So do you want to fall short of Success Club 6? If your big goal is to build an organization, build a team, make, you know, consistent money each week, your Success Club goal really has to be higher than Success Club 6. I would be making it 10 and higher for sure if this is like a business building business for you, basically. So have a Success Club goal. Do you have a goal that you sort of focus on as far as coach recruitment? You know, when I first started, it was like, okay, I want to sign up 1 working coach this month and 2 discount coaches this month. Like those were some of the goals that I had in the beginning. So what are your goals? Like how many coaches do you want to bring into this business? What about income? Like what's your monthly income that you want to make in January? Like what would you really like to make in this business? So I would love to hear some of your goals in the chat. Sarah, what is Success Club? Oh boy. Okay. I'm not going to go into huge detail about that because we will do that on the new coach call. And you'll learn about that in the training as well. But basically, Success Club is just a point system that you get when you enroll a new customer or a new coach with a challenge pack. So that's just kind of the long and short of it. For this call, you don't need to know what Success Club is. I'm just kind of tossing that out there. But set some new goals for yourself as a brand new coach. How much money would you like to make this month? How many friends and family do you want to help out with their health and fitness? How many Beachbody On Demand memberships do you want to sell? Do you want to reactivate some of your downline? Is there a certain rank that you want to hit? Or do you want to just become more solid in your current rank? Like, what do some of these goals look like for you? Awesome. These are great. Awesome. I love it, you guys. And it really helps to just get clear on these things. Like maybe you've never actually thought about, well, how many coaches do I want to sign up this month? Like maybe that's something you've never really considered. And odds are beforehand, you probably weren't signing up any coaches because you never focused on it and you never wrote it down. So if you do have the planner, we won't do it tonight, but on your own, either this evening or first thing tomorrow morning, you can actually write out those goals. Like, you know, so I see Michelle and Stacy are both putting diamond. So your desired goal is diamond. Well, what's the action steps that you are going to need to take in order to hit diamond? And that's where you start to go, oh, shoot. Okay. Because like it's one thing to say, like, I'm going to hit diamond this month. Like it's happening. Well, what are the actions? What do you have to do? So that's going to make you look at your downline. Like, okay, how many more coaches do I need on my team? Who do I need to help rank advance to Emerald? Like just really going through and looking at all of those things. And also I love how it says why. Why is diamond your goal this month? Why? Like really ask yourself why. Why is Success Club 10 one of your goals? Why is signing up 1 new coach one of your goals? So just getting really clear on like, on those goals, but then also the reasoning behind it. Like, what is it going to do? I love it, Michelle. I need a retreat. So I'm going to be posting a little bit more about that since we're into January now. But I'm hosting a retreat for those who hit diamond rank and hold for 6 weeks. We'll get a spot on our the retreat in September. So there'll be 8 women that will be able to go on this up north, like in the middle of nowhere on a lake. It's like a spiritual retreat. It's amazing. So if that is your reason for getting to diamond, that's awesome. You're crystal clear on your reasoning for that. So just make sure you guys are really, really clear on your goals. And it's not like, well, because I was told to hit Success Club. Well, figure out why what that is going to do for your business, what that's going to do for your income level, what that's going to do for you as a leader. Because if you do have coaches underneath you, let's say, and you are putting Success Club as one of your goals, well, that's great because you want your coaches to have Success Club as one of their goals. And if you're hitting Success Club, your coaches will be more likely to hit Success Club too. And then there's also a spot on the Law of Attraction Planner where it just says feel good intention. And I think that this is really important for us to just take note of too. Like, what are we going to do this month so that we feel good? Yes, we're going to talk about business. We're going to plug in like our team calls and our little marketing plan, but also like, what is it that's going to like fill your cup this month and make you feel better? Maybe that means unplugging. So for me, my feel good intentions is Wednesdays off. I take Wednesdays off from social media, just zero social media. I do not go on Facebook. I do not go on Instagram. And it is like so refreshing for me and feels amazing. Another thing that I wrote down there is bubble baths. Like, I love having baths, and it sounds so silly, but that is something that I was not making the time for until I started writing it down and actually realizing that is one of my feel-good intentions. I actually put down Netflix because my husband and I have found a show on Netflix. I have never watched Netflix before in my life. And we found a show, and now in the evening we have started to watch a show here and there. So, and that has like made me feel really good. Reading, journaling, meditation, walking in nature. So those are some things that make me feel really good that I want to make sure I do throughout this month. And then what are some skills or habits you need to learn? So Sarah, for instance, one of the things that you need to learn about is Success Club. So write that down. After this call tonight, you can go into the back office and you can search Success Club and you can start to learn a little bit about Success Club. Also, you know, as you get going in this business, we're going to talk about it in trainings and other team calls, but take it upon yourself to learn about that. If somebody on this call tonight heard a term like diamond and they're like, well, what the heck is diamond? Well, write that down. That is something that you can do some research on this month and learn a little bit more about the rank advancements and, you know, what diamond actually means. Maybe it's like learning more about Instagram or how to do really good Instagram stories or how to get a tracking system down for your follow-ups or how to do an IGTV or how to create a free group on Facebook. So just figure out what it is that you need to learn and you need to take, you know, ownership of in your business or in anything in your life, really, because this isn't just about business. Like, what in your life do you need to learn? What skill do you need to learn? Maybe do a little research on, Google it, whatever. Just something that you need to learn or a habit that you need to instill. And then at the bottom of the Law of Attraction down here is a big open section. So you can do a lot of different things with this. And each month I kind of change it up. So sometimes I'll put together like a little bit of a posting plan. But for the most part, I do like a marketing plan. So I'll block off chunks of the month, like January, you know, 1st to the 6th, I'm going to focus on this. Whether that's a free group or enrollment into my wellness club. And then I'm going to focus on coaching from this date to this date. And then I'm going to focus on, you know, maybe talking about Energize for these 3 days. And then I'm going to focus on the 3-month membership and getting people set up with that. I'm just like rolling things off, but that's sort of what I use that space for. And that's what we're going to start talking about next, is really breaking down your month so that you can hit those goals. So whatever it was that you had as far as your goals, now is the time to figure out, okay, so how am I going to hit them? So if I've got, Success Club 10 as my goal, so that's selling 5 challenge packs, that's helping 5 new people get into my accountability group with a challenge pack. How am I going to actually do that? So you need to open up enrollment into your accountability group. So if you don't have a group started, you need to pick a start date and start talking about that. Or if you just have like ongoing enrollment into your group, then you need to start talking about that you've got enrollment open into your boot camp, wellness club, whatever it is that you call it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my month just to give you kind of an overview of what it looks like for me, and then you can kind of follow my lead or do whatever works for you or whatever you already have in mind. So maybe just put in the chat thread right now, like, do you already kind of have an idea of the flow for your month, like what you're going to be promoting and when you're going to be promoting it? Or is this like, nope, I've never taken into consideration at all. I just fly by the seat of my pants and hope to goodness I hit my goals. Michelle is nodding and raising the roof. Okay, anybody else? Is anybody else the same way? It's like, yeah, I never have any idea what I'm doing. I just go for it. Hannah, awesome. Okay. Melissa, what about you? You just kind of go with the flow? Oh, she's got a calendar. Okay. Okay, so good. I'm glad that you guys, this is hopefully going to be helpful. Okay, so then let's start. So I decided that I was going to run a free group this month. I have not run a free group in a long, long time, and I don't really know why I started, but I'll tell you that when I first became a coach, probably for the first 2.5 years, I ran a free group every single month of my business. Every single month. Sometimes I would run 2. And the reason why I did this is because it was like my funnel into my challenge group. So every month I hit Success Club, and the reason why I hit Success Club was because I ran a free group. So every single Success Club point came from the women in my free group. My whole thing that I used to do was, run a free group, build those connections, gain those people's trust, convert them into a challenger into my challenge group, and then convert them into a coach. So it was like this 3-step process that I did for like 2.5 to 3 years, and it worked so well. I don't really know why I got away from it. Probably once Instagram started coming into play and we kind of moved over to Instagram, and groups sort of weren't as like popular, and we got distracted by stories and whatnot. But I'm starting to think, like, why did I get away from that? Because it made my month so easy. It was like, run a free group. The people who said, yep, I want in the free group, I like connected with them behind the scenes so well. I was like, tell me more about you. Like, what are you struggling with? Like, I talked back and forth with these women before the free group, during the free group. Like, I got to know them so well. They got to know me. They knew that I would support them no matter what. And then towards the end of the free group, I invited them to join my upcoming challenge group. And no, not all of them did, but it was a pretty good conversion rate. Even if it took them several free groups, they eventually joined my challenge group. And then in my challenge group, in about week 2 to week 3 of them being a challenger, that's when I started talking to them about the coaching opportunity. Like, I know you love this. Like, our products are amazing. You're seeing results. I'd love for you to join my team. Have you ever thought about it? And then I would invite them to like our sneak peek or our webinar, or send them a third-party tool and hopefully get them to enroll as a coach. And then I would teach them to do the exact same thing the following month. And I just kept doing this. And it was like this well-oiled funnel, and I got away from it. And so I'm going to try and bring it back and see how it goes. But I wanted to share that with you guys because free groups are really, really, really important. And I think that people still do want them. I know that Facebook has had changes, but people love free things. And especially as a new coach, or for a coach who is finding they're not connecting with people and they're not bringing in business like they should be or they want to be, offering free every single month will benefit you 100%. So I decided I'm going to run a free group starting on Monday. You guys are more than welcome to add to it if you want. Like if you're like, oh, I would love to be part of this, be part of it, but also like post about it and hand out the link to people, and they can join if they want and they can be part of it. It's already set up. Like I have everything scheduled, so it's no work for you. But if you wanted something to offer out to your audience, by all means, or if you want to just be in there so that next month you can just take all the content and run your own, totally fine with that too. Copy and paste is a wonderful thing. You can just go ahead and do that and run your own group either at the end of the month or next month, whatever. So my marketing plan is starting today, so January 2nd, until probably like Monday, I am talking about my free group. That's my focus. You will see if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook, I've got posts about my free group in my Instagram stories. My theme, my call to action every day will be my free group. I'll just keep talking about it. Like, have you guys joined it yet? Make sure you get in there. And you can go ahead and check out those posts and my stories if you want to sort of recreate and add people in there too, to see what I posted, see what I talked about in my stories. But it's very simple. People love free things, and it's a great thing to offer out, as much as you can, basically. So then what I'm going to start doing on like Monday, Tuesday, so January 7th, probably for about a week or so, is I am going to open up enrollment into my wellness club. So I'm strategic about this because think about it. I've gotten all these women into a free group. I'm showing them value. And then they're going to start seeing my social media, start talking about enrollment into my wellness club. And here's what you get. And this is what can happen. They're already starting to make a few changes to their health and fitness in the free group. They know me now. They trust me. They see what kind of support I'm going to give. And then I hit them with like, now I'm opening up enrollment to my wellness club. And they're going to start to get a little bit interested. Like, ooh, what is she talking about? And then on probably Wednesday, Tuesday night, well, probably Wednesday of the free group, I'm going to private message everyone and I will invite them. I will say, I don't know if you saw my posts this week, but I know that you're doing really great in this free 3-day clean eating group. I wanted to let you know that I've saved some spots in my group for the women in this free group. Are you interested at all in hearing more about joining my wellness club? We've got this brand new bar program. It would be amazing for you. Would you like some details? So I will personally invite every single person in that free group, whether or not they've shown up or engaged or anything, they will get an invite from me for sure. Plus, I'll be doing calls to actions on my stories about my wellness club every single day. Like every single day, there will be a call to action. Plus, I'll give value throughout it. Like, I'm not just only talking about one specific thing. So hopefully by, the 13th or 14th of January, I have hit Success Club 10. That is my goal, that I will have found 5 women to join me in my wellness club, and I will have hit Success Club 10. Then I'm going to be a little bit more intentional, and I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to start talking about coaching. Why? Because hopefully you've seen the team calendar and you know that on January 16th, we have a What is Coaching webinar. So again, I'm being strategic about it. so that for a couple days before the webinar, all of a sudden I'm talking about coaching, and I'm highlighting what coaching has done for me. I'm sharing my story about coaching, talking about my team, and talking about why I started and what this has done for me. Something that every single one of you can do. Every single one of you can talk about what coaching has done for you, why you're a coach, why you love it, where you want to go with this, what you envision happening in this business. All of you can talk about those things. So that is what I'll start hammering out there in my posts, in my stories. And I'm going to start talking about how, Thursday night, I'm hosting a webinar. I'm going to tell you all about what it is that we do as coaches and how you can get started too. And I'll be doing calls to actions on my stories every single day for coaching, in hopes of getting people on that webinar. And then the day after the webinar, I will be following up with whoever went on the webinar or whoever expressed interest in the webinar. I'll send out the recording. I'll follow up with them. Like, what did you think? What questions do you have? Is this something you could see yourself doing? What's your hesitation? Like, I'll just address everything. And hopefully I put 2 new business builders this month. That is what I really want to focus on, is 2 business builders this month enrolling. So I hope that from that webinar, I will recruit 2 business builders. So I'll also get some more Success Club points there. And then, I'll probably take a couple days off of pushing something, and I'll just be like more mom stuff, building connections. And then I will probably shift gears again into my wellness club, because I want to hit some big goals this month. I want to hit Success Club 20 this month. So I'll probably open up enrollment again for the end of the month. Or if I'm going to run a free group at the beginning of February, I might start talking about my free group at the end of January. That will be starting in February. Does that make sense? So I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always kind of like planning into the next one. I'm looking at the team calendar. I'm being intentional about it. I'm not going to start talking about coaching today when the webinar is not for another 2 weeks, because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so glad you're interested. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to give you a link to join the webinar. Well, no, they want to know information now. So unless you're prepared to give people information now about coaching, which is great if you are, but if you're not, if you're like, no, I need to send them on the webinar and have you take care of it, Megan, that's fine, but be intentional about that. So does that help? Is that like something that you're like, oh, okay, this is making a little bit more sense? Like, now I'm getting my head wrapped around this a little bit. It takes work. It takes you sitting down and going, okay, what do I want to achieve this month? What does Megan have planned on the team calendar? Look at when we have new coach workshops starting. Look at when we have a What is Coaching webinar. Look at when there's new products being launched, because those things will all help you. And make sure you are being intentional about when you're going to talk about coaching, because you'll never build a team if you don't talk about coaching. If you don't invite them to join your team, you will never grow a team. Like, you just won't. No one's probably going to come up to you and be like, hey, I'd love to hear more about what you do, because they don't know that you have something to offer them if you don't talk about it. Okay? So, has everybody seen the team calendar? Would it be helpful if I pull it up right now, and then you can kind of plan your month around that, like just looking at it? So maybe I'll just share my screen. Okay. Oh my God, can you hear like YouTube or something in the background? Okay, here's the team calendar. So what I would start by doing is get your calendar out in front of you, use some colored pens if you like to, and write down all of these dates. So, our team calls, write them all out for basically every Thursday. The reason why there's nothing on January 23rd is because I was actually scheduled to work, but I don't work now. So I might potentially do a power hour that night, but I'll just keep you posted. So write in the team calls, office hours. This is something that I do on Tuesday afternoons. It's 30 minutes. If you're around, jump on Zoom with me. And basically we just like chit chat, talk about your business, any questions. Sometimes there's like one person on, sometimes there's three of you. And it's just a really great like way to ask questions and bounce ideas off of each other. My new coach workshop, I have compressed it to 7 days instead of 14. So I'll be running 2 of those. Super weekend, this is something we can talk more about, but there will be an event near you. Just Google it, look it up. But this is something that you should make high priority, is getting to a super weekend. Mine is on the 12th and it's in Burlington. So, you know, if you live local to me, make sure that like we chat about that. We can meet, we can drive together, whatever. But I'll be there. And then of course the webinar, the What is Coaching webinar, will be on the 16th. So start thinking about how you want your month to look. If the free group that I'm running interests you, then go for it. Like, I'll give you the link to it. Private message me either right now or right after the call and say, I would love to take advantage of this. Can I talk about it and add people in? I'm totally happy to do that. I'll send you the link. I'll help you make a post, whatever you want. So if that's the case, then, you know, your marketing plan starting today is the free group. You're going to start talking about it from the 2nd until the 6th. And then what are you going to switch to? Are you going to follow my lead and then start talking about enrollment into either your coaches group or your group that you're running, and start talking about whatever program you're doing? Like for me, I'll be doing bar starting on Monday. So I'm going to be talking about this new bar program I'm doing and how it's so perfect for, you know, my target market, and everyone should be doing bar and blah, 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 blah. And then I switch gears to coaching on like the 13th, 14th, and I'll be promoting coaching, and probably I'll do the coaching thing for about a week or so. And then, you know, the end of the month, I'll probably flip back into enrollment into my accountability group. So figure out what you're going to do when you've got those like solid dates, like, you know, here to here is what I'm talking about. Put it in the chat. Just for accountability, I think it's really important. And just let's see your marketing plan. And if you're really struggling right now, guys, like seriously, if you're like, I am overwhelmed and she's stressing me out and I don't know like what the heck to do this month, then just be honest and we can work through that together. So, you know, or maybe your goal is to just make a little bit of money and you're going to offer out the 3-month Beachbody On Demand membership all month. That's okay too. It goes back to what are your goals for the month. So I'm just going to leave you guys for just a couple minutes and just see what you all come up with and put in the chat box. I just took the calendar down, but I can put it back up. But something else I want to mention too is take into consideration your like personal life as well, right? Do you have a vacation booked in January? Take that into consideration. Or like, is something happening? Like, is your child having surgery? Like, you need to plan stuff around that too. So yes, I've talked a lot about business right now, but also like, what about your life? I sort of plan that too. If I've got a weekend where I'm working night shifts, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be like heavy promoting something then, because I'm going to be sleeping during the day and working all night. So make sure you're plugging in like appointments, vacations, overnight trips, like in-laws are coming to visit for 2 days. Like those things are going to kind of derail you a little bit. So be aware and block those out in your calendar as well. So everything should be on here, not just business. Like just start putting it all out. Michelle, I see you taking big deep breaths. Are you all right?
I just private messaged you something and then I had to breathe it out. So
Okay.
You'll have to read it.
Okay, you got this. So whenever you guys kind of have like your dates picked out about what you're going to be talking about, what you're going to be focusing on, just drop them in the chat. Okay, love all of these goals, you guys, and just all the intention put into this. This is great. Brienne, I love that you said you want to hit 1 star, and because if you fall short, well, that's diamond. So amazing. I did see a question. So Jennifer asked, with my free groups, do I always use Clean Week, or what other kinds of free groups do I offer? That's a really good question, actually. Because I did free groups for so long and it became something that I like loved doing, I started getting a little creative over time. You know, instead of doing just the typical like clean eating group, you know, when I first started, we used to do 7-day free groups. And then we started to notice that engagement dwindled and 7 days was too long. So then we started doing 5-day free groups. And then like that, I think still is a little bit too long. I find that 3-day free groups are enough to want people wanting more. Like at day 3, they're like, no, it can't be over yet. Like I need to keep going. And that's when you're like, well, girl, I got you, because I can get you into my community for an entire year with me supporting you. So 3-day groups are the best. I have done like sugar detox groups. I have done miracle morning groups. I have done a mommy mindset group. I did like a sex group, like an intimacy group, like not like dirty, but more of like connecting with your partner again. And gosh, what else did I feel like I have done like so many different groups. So think about what you are like really passionate and excited about and kind of go with that. It doesn't have to be about health and fitness. I do like to add sort of some like clean eating into it and to make it tie in a little bit to what we do, but you can be creative. You can do like like an organization. Like in the spring, I think I've done like a spring cleaning type of one where each day I have them like organize their pantry or their junk drawer, but there's also clean eating and purging out your crap from your fridge, because that's part of like living a like decluttered lifestyle, that sort of thing. I have lots of old free groups I can add you into for sure, and you can just take content. Keep in mind, some of them are like 3 years old, so images might need to be updated and such. And then of course I have a 3-day meal plan that you can always use. Do not feel like you have to recreate anything in this business ever. Like, do not feel like, oh my gosh, so now I have to create a free group, posts, images, meal plan. Like, oh my gosh, this will take me years to create. No, everything has been created already. You just need to duplicate it. So please don't make a meal plan and grocery lists and recipes and stuff. That stuff's done. You just have to ask and you'll be pointed in the right direction and you can take it. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, Melissa, you've got it all. Like, awesome. You're going to promote the free bar workout, which is so good. Take advantage of free workouts that we have to send out to people. That's what I'm going to be doing in the free group that I'm running. Is I'm just going to drop the link to one of our actual Beachbody On Demand workouts that they can do. Yeah, awesome. Melissa, you're very intentional. So this is really, really good. And Michelle's got some stuff going on with her own personal team, which is really good. It's part of leadership, which brings like a lot of fun into it too when you start to have coaches that are working the business. And do I make up all the content for my free group? I think I did at one point, Brianne, because I just really liked it, or I revamped other stuff that I found. But I did kind of create a lot of it, but I just don't think that anybody else needs to, because I'm like, I've created so much. But if there's something that you feel really passionate about creating, then yeah, you're going to have to take some time and create that for sure. But you can also find so much online, like people's blogs, people's websites, go on Pinterest. Like there's so much stuff that you can kind of like take and revamp. So a lot of things that I have kind of done that. The meal plan that I have, I didn't make, but somebody had sent to me, and then I kind of like remade it a little bit and fixed it up. So, okay. Is this helpful, you guys? Like what else? Like, do you feel like you're like, okay, I'm clear on my month. I'm clear on my goals, my intention. I've got a plan now. And then what you can kind of do even this weekend, because today's Thursday. So this weekend, now that you know what next week is looking like as far as your business, like what next week you're promoting. So why don't Saturday morning or Saturday night or Sunday morning, whatever, think of some post ideas that you can make for this coming week. So yep, let's say you're opening up enrollment to your accountability group. Like you want to hit Success Club next week. You want to get people in the doors of your accountability group. Well, what kind of posts can you create to drum up some interest? You should be sharing your story. Share your story one day about how you got started. Do you have a transformation? Share that. You cannot share your transformation too often. Share it weekly, like share it all the time. People will not get sick of seeing it. Keep sharing it. And, share how you used to feel before you started with these workouts. Talk about other people's success in the group. Did you guys see the thread in our team page of everyone's transformations? Like, I still haven't even gone through them all because it's so amazing. Use those. Those are stories. Those are images that you can use and to showcase somebody else on our team. You know, talk about how you didn't think that you could ever have worked out or stuck to anything in your life, but now you do. Talk about how hard it was to create a morning routine, but you're so thankful you did. Talk about how you created a morning routine in order to fit your workout in, how you juggle working full time and working out and meal prepping. Like, give people tips on these things, and also drop a call to action in there at least like 3 times next week if you're wanting to get people enrolled. Like, I am opening the doors to my wellness club. If you are ready to take control of your nutrition, if you are ready to, like, finally this be the year that you do lose that weight you've been holding on to, or you want to create these sustainable habits, like, you have to put your message out there and say, reach out to me, fill out this form, comment below, tap this poll, like whatever it is, be talking about it in your stories every day and talk about it on social media. And then the next weekend, look at what's coming up that week. Oh, right, this week I'm going to talk about coaching. Okay, start creating some posts around that. Why are you a coach? What has coaching done for you? What was life like before you joined this community? What are you like so excited about doing? Are you working towards earning that Success Club trip and taking you and your husband on your first vacation in years? Like, start talking about those things and putting it out there with a call to action. So I don't want to like keep going on and on. But if you guys have questions, let me know. I hope this was helpful. We can seriously do this every single month at the beginning. It probably won't be as like long and drawn out and like me like regurgitating this much information, because the more you guys do this, the more second nature it's going to be. It's like, okay, this is my game plan for the month. Awesome. And you will be blown away at how much more simpler it is to hit your goals every single month. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Any last minute questions? Okay. Well, Happy New Year's, you guys, and we will talk soon. Bye.